Hi, good morning. This is Gayatri Jayaraman. Welcome to Shamaha. I hope you're having a lovely Sunday morning. I am. I had a lovely session in the morning. Woke up, went out, gave some dog food to the strays, kept some handfuls of grain for the birds, and sometimes I get some miners, crows, of course, pigeons. But once in a while we get parrots also, so you might hear them chirp. And the reason I began doing that morning routine is because of this insight about abundance that I arrived at with some contemplation and meditation that I wanted to share with you. I hope it's useful to you. Also, before I get into it too deep and forget, please do remember to like, share, subscribe if you find this useful to you. And do leave comments and suggestions also on any questions you might have. So, how did I arrive at this morning routine of going around and distributing and giving things? As some of you know, my earlier book, Who Me Poor, dealt with young people who were getting into debt constantly, right? So, I began since then thinking about our relationship to money and wealth and why some people are able to manage that relationship and some people are not. And there's a lot of financial planning advice available, right? But it even then doesn't seem to stick for a lot of people. And the reason is this: we haven't realized that abundance is basically an energy. When you start to see abundance, genuine abundance in your life, you will not only see it in a bank balance or income coming in when you need it, you will find it in places like relationships, friendships. You'll find people coming to you for advice. You'll find people just coming to want to hang out with you, to talk. People coming to your home and saying, hey, feed me, please, I really like what you cook. Can I borrow your books? Right? So it's an energy that begins to flow outward from you in many, many, many forms. It's not just a bank balance. And I'll tell you why. Because when we seek to accumulate, when we seek to save, when we seek to hoard, when we seek to store, we become barriers to the energy, right? We are saying it needs to come and stop here. When we say it needs to come and stop here, the energy cannot flow, and therefore it starts getting diverted. The way to become more and more transparent, such that we become channels for the energy rather than barriers, is to kickstart an attitude of giving. So sometimes we look at people like Bill Gates, Azim Premji, the great philanthropists, and we say, oh, they have a lot to give, that's why they give. No, they give, that's why they have a lot. I'm just going to repeat that. We think people have a lot and that's why they give, when the fact is they give a lot, which is why they have, right? So, the way to kickstart the giving, and because abundance doesn't manifest only as money, you can also give not only money. Give when you begin to turn your focus to what is abundant in your life. We are all abundant in different ways. Some of us have a lot of wisdom, some of us have a collection of books. Just looking at my bookshelf over there, sitting there, right? Maybe I can, if I don't want to give away my books, I can go down to the neighborhood, lower income area or school, sit there, read stories to children for free once a week, twice a week. Whatever I can do, whatever initiatives I can join. If I can't do anything, it doesn't take much to take one handful of grain and put it out for the birds. Keep water for animals and birds. There are many ways. If you give advice, give counsel, give of your experience, go down to your neighborhood school and maybe do a teaching class, a teaching session, a workshop with kids who really need it and who will benefit from you. Maybe if you run a company, you can offer an internship to a child who's considering it as a career option. So there are many, many ways in which we can give. Um, that allows us not to look at what I don't have, but by this act of giving itself, the focus shifts to what all do I have, right? So, can you see the shift in your attention? You're not looking at what you don't have, you're saying, look, I have so much in this area that I can give. And that immediately shifts you mentally and emotionally to a position of giving. So now you're a giver, and the giver is always higher position than the receiver. And I'll tell you why. It's not because the giver is greater. It's not that, oh, look, he's a philanthropist. Oh, look, he's noble. No. It's because the giver has tapped into this principle of abundance, which is a universal energy, and is now participating in it. The minute he starts to feel pride of giving and ownership, he's becoming a barrier. So he cannot give unless he sees himself as part of the whole. And when he sees himself as part of the whole, he knows he is not greater, nor is the person receiving diminished by his giving. Okay? However, when we are in the position of the receiver or the wanter, the needer, okay, we feel small. And when we feel small, we haven't understood that we are part of a greater whole and that we are not asking favors, that it is our right. The same universal energy that flows through everybody else flows through me. Therefore, I am not diminished by asking. So, I'm happy to ask for help when I need it. I'm happy to ask for collaboration. I'm happy to network. I'm happy to give also. Because then I am not operating from a place of, oh, if I ask, will I become small? Why will I become small? We all need help. None of us go through life alone. So, do you understand that when we tap into the principle of abundance, we are not diminished by either receiving or giving? It is only when we stand in a position of want and need and lack and only see ourselves as smaller because of the want and need and lack that we position ourselves lower. So I hope this is a principle that works for you. A great way to become more and more transparent, such that we become channels for this abundance energy to flow through us, is to kickstart giving. Give in whatever way you can, wherever you can, whenever you can. And I hope this enriches your life immensely. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing you all tell me how abundance and prosperity has started flowing into your life. Do leave comments, suggestions, questions, and I'll answer them when I can, maybe in future sessions. Do like, subscribe, and share, and I hope you'll keep coming back for more. Thank you for joining me on this Sunday inspiration. See you soon.